Okay, this is what you see when you come down the lane to Olabe. So to put new windows on the front of the house, all those 7 windows, out of hardwood, Iroko wood, double glazed with all the fixings, fitted and everything, will cost us €3,000. To repoint the front of the house will be about 4,000, and that involves taking off all that render and then scaffolding and putting render back on, and we're going to leave the stones showing around the windows, the archway and the sides of the house. Kind of tied in with that, you'll see that there's electricity wires on the front of the house which aren't very pretty at all. The idea is to put the electricity cables that are currently from that post underground so that it won't be on the front of the house. Okay, we're now in what is essentially a quarter of the house, and this is going to be our private property where we will live. That's going to be a kitchen over there. We've repointed all the walls. We've done a first fix electrics and we're re-rendering all the walls now. So as you can see, this is pretty much done. Soon to be ready for tiling and furniture and all that kind of stuff. However, before that, one of the main things that we've got to do are all the apertures. So we've got a door there, another door there, a big patio door there, one window, and another window. So 3 windows, 2 doors, and a big patio to do. So those are things that really need doing. Just the patio door alone is going to cost us around 2,500 to 3,000. The windows, well, that one is part of the 3,000 that I've already mentioned for the front. And then that one, and that's already got one in, but it's very old, so we just need to replace it. And then there's 2 standard doors to put in there. In addition to that, down here we need all of this floor tiled. Well, I say tile, we need a floor of some sort. We're not sold on tiles, you don't have to have tiles, but it could be polished concrete, there could be loads of different ways of doing it. Once we've got this part of the house done, it's going to really help us a lot, in the sense that we can have people come and stay. We'll have room, we'll have showers where people can come and use them. We can have people come over and have groups come. It's going to really facilitate a lot of the extra work that needs to be done on the hostel part, which is 3/4 of the rest of the building. It's a cast iron cooker. We managed to get it for $150 second hand, and it heats water. We've got a plumber coming next week to do a test to see the pressure, to see if there's any leaks. Hopefully there won't be. And what that means is that we will be able to heat all of our hot water and radiators, especially in the winter, with this kitchen cooker. The hardest thing here is to work out where to invest next. We're focusing really on the bit where we're going to be living at the moment, just because that's the most urgent. We've been living in there, which is a yurt. We lived in there for a year. As you can see, it's had some wear and tear. For the last year, we've been living up in there, which is an old rabbit shed that we've converted using all the old wood that we could find from this house. So once we're in that little bit of the house, we can then use the yurt. There's my wife Joanna. We can use the yurt. We can hire it out. We can convert that quite easily back into a nice apartment for people to come and stay in, which we can use for people to stay in, but also we can rent it out at the times of the year, which will allow for a significant income to be able to do other things. We've dug out all of this here along the side of the house after putting a new roof on. Basically, the side of the mountain came right down. You can see where it went up against the house, and all the humidity from the north was coming and hitting the house, so the roof was kind of pointless. A new roof if you still got that. So we had to invest 20,000 to dig all of this out. but it was a necessity, and we're really glad we've done it. So now, for the first time in about 500 years, this house is taking a breather, and it's not getting wet. The walls are breathing once more. Land goes all the way back down to that field. There's that car down the bottom there. So, just to give you an idea, there's the yurt. That's the south side. It's the west side of the house. We've got chickens just over there. Under that green tarp is where we've got all the old oak beams. That field is ours. This in the foreground is the allotment, and here we're trying to plant an orchard. And then these are our woods. This is the view that you see. It's currently January, so most of the trees are gone. That gives you an idea. The south side of the house again needs repointing. As you can see around the patio we've sort of done a little bit, but all around here we're going to need to put windows in there, new windows, and then down here needs to be landscaped too. We're trying to make a little road path down to that field, but again, hiring a digger costs money, getting it done properly costs money. It's just knowing where to invest. Another really key thing for us is managing the woodland. We have sheep. Currently there's a couple of horses, have about 20 sheep that keep the grass down. However, we do need to still cut it and top it for them. And when it's winter now, but in the spring and summer it just gets crazy here, overgrown. We need to coppice the woodland. We need people that are willing to come and just spend a couple of months here coppicing hazel. But then we need to bring all the wood up and store it and dry it and use it for firewood. And that requires machinery. We're getting to the point where we really quite desperately need a tractor. There's so much that we could do with a tractor. A tractor and a trailer with a small plough on the back, a topper, that kind of thing. We reckon that for about €6,000 we could get a fairly decent second-hand tractor that would cope for the time being with what we need it to do. Okay, here's Joanna. She's going to just tell you a little bit about the needs for a septic tank.
So the best solution I think is to do probably 2 tanks, because if we have 2 systems, if one goes wrong then the other one, there's always a toilet or something working. And the other thing is the usage of it. Some systems need regular use, and others you can just add to it whenever. So
what you're saying is that you need to fill them with poo constantly. And if we've got one septic tank for 20-30 people for the hostel, we're not going to be able to, no matter how many Basque beans we eat, we're not going to be able to fill it.
So we would just need a smaller tank that we could top up regularly. So
we need one small septic tank for our private part of the house, and a big septic tank system for the hostel. However, they could both be embedded into the ground in the same place.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing, is the location. Also, because it's such a large house, to try and move water and sewage and various things around, it's better if they have a short distance rather than start doing circuits around the house. So because our corner is over this way, it's going to be easier to have one tank to this area. And then we've put, actually in the design, all the toilets and bathrooms hostel on the other side of the house.
The sewage pipes have already been laid. They finish here, these drains. But they all come out of this north side of the house and they end here. And then from here we take them to wherever our septic tank is going to be, which is probably going to be where that big green pile of wood is. Why can't we just have one big septic tank and put all our poo into that?
We could. It's just bringing it from that corner of the house right over here to this corner is going to be very difficult because of you have to also have certain falls in the pipes. You can't just
Well,
have
that's
it
not a problem here. Everything's
running
on the
straight. Well, yeah, unless you start from the downside and you're trying to come up, that's a bit of a problem.
Okay,
but,
so it's just going to require excavation work, which is more work.
Yeah.
Okay. This is our yurt. Now, at the moment, it's full of stuff. Sofa, piano. We kind of use it as a bit of just a chill out room. Naya's just been with her friend playing in here. Reading room, prayer room, worship room. But actually, once we've got our house up and running, a lot of this stuff can come out. We could, really make this into a really nice space. It already is, but for people to rent out during the year, but also for people to come and stay in. So if you want to come to Olabe and help, this is an option. You could actually stay in here. We've had over 600 visitors from 30 different countries in just over 2 years that we've been here. And we've actually set up a little outdoor shower there. So if you're feeling brave, with hot water, just got to plug it in and it'll heat it up. So if you're feeling brave, you can have a shower out here, and I'll show you the view. How's that for a view? Now this is another project that I have. This is an old septic tank. It worked 60 years ago and it would still work today. However, there are much better systems in place to deal with sewage. But actually on my heart is to use it for baptisms one day. Yes, it used to be a septic tank. You leave all the crap, for want of a better expression, down in the bottom, and you come up a new creation as a Christian, as a follower of Jesus. And that's what happened to me. I was baptized, and to me it was very symbolic, leaving all the rubbish, all the trash, all the crap of your life behind you, burying it, if you like, and coming up a new person. And so to use this septic tank, old septic tank, one day as a baptism pool holds a special significance and symbolism for me. And I think it, we'll use it as well for a hot tub. I mean, who wouldn't want to sit in there with a glass of wine or a beer and on a Friday evening and look at that view? So yeah, it's another little project we have.